Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Oxenfernape, and this is my CPC D League Week 7 Season 2 battle versus Turbo Blaze and his Phoenix Midnights. So, first off, I just want to say, sorry that there was not a video last Tuesday, which would have been Week 7, but we actually pushed the battles back, or pushed the deadlines back. So, the upload date for Week 7 isn't until this Tuesday, which is the day this is going to be up. So that's why there was not a video last Tuesday. So sorry about that. Not really my fault, but just everyone in the league, not everyone, but a lot of people have been kind of late on some battles, which is fair. I mean, stuff happens, and I mean, it gave me a week to relax, and I didn't have to be as pressed to build again for Week 8. But Week 8 should be going up next Tuesday, so look out for that. Anyways, so we are 5-1 entering this week. Turbo is I think 3-3 once he completed the rest of his games that he had done. So I think when I first started prepping for this game, he had not done all of his previous games, but I think he was 3-3. So just to give some context, sort of, I played Turbo 3 times in league format. I beat him Major PL Season 4, and I beat him in the CPL when that was a thing, and then I lost to him in the Major PL Season 4 playoffs. So so I'm 2-1 overall, which is pretty good, hoping to make that 3-1, not let him even out the series here, but let's go over his team, which is very scary. He's always really good at drafting, like, his drafts are always pretty insane, so props to him. But he's got Tapu Koko, Mega Garchomp, Tyranitar, Skarmory, Tangrowth, Meloludic, Meloetta, Talonflame, Frostlass, and Hitmonchan. So this is the order that I expect these mons. He has brought, I believe he brought Koko and Garchomp, and I think Titar every week. He might have not brought Titar 1 week. At least from the 4 games I was using that he had the stats for at the time as I was building. Some of the stuff's probably changed by the time he had done his Week 5 and 6 games, but still, he likes to bring Koko and Garchomp a lot, so I definitely expect those. And then Titar, I feel like, has a pretty good matchup. Skarm is fat and annoying. Tangrowth, fat and annoying. Milotic, fat and annoying. So the last one I don't really expect as much. Meloetta is still pretty scary. It can do a lot of things. Talonflame. My flying resists, I don't have the best ones. I have Steelix, which is also weak to fire. Zebstrika, which is pretty frail, and then I think that's it. Yeah, so not the best, but still, it doesn't have an amazing matchup. Frostlass could be annoying with spikes and stuff. Hitmonchan could be decent, it gets good coverage, but I do have a good amount of fighting checks. Stop it from at least spamming Drain Punch or whatever. So, like, I have Lando, Feeny, Celebi, Dragology. Oh yeah, also I do have Medicham here. That was not available this week. I made a transaction. I dropped Wobbuffet for Medicham. I'll go over that maybe next week a little more, or maybe at the end of this video. I did not bring my Wobbuffet this week either way, so that was also like potentially another reason for not bringing Hitmonchan. In case if I did bring the Wob, I could just trap and kill him. So that was possible. Anyways, let me just go into my team. So first off, we got Mega Houndoom, the Beast, the Boy, Dark Pulse, Hidden Power, Ice Flamethrower, and Reversal. So that last move is for Titar, because I wanted something to hit it for decent damage. I can't run Hidden Power Fighting, so I wanted to run Hidden Power Ice for Garchomp just because I feel like I need to immediately pressure that thing, more so than I do with Titar, because Titar can deal with it a little better, and I feel like I can chip down Titar a little more, and Garchomp is just so scary offensively that I don't want, this is one of my few mons that is faster than it, so I want to make sure I have something to come in and offensively check it if I need to. I'm not creating Frostlass just because, 1, I don't think it'll come, and 2, even if it does, he'll probably switch, like, thinking that I'm faster, and even if he does stay in and he is faster, then he's not going to be doing too much to me with anything, so I'm not too worried. Then just dual side hits everything. I don't need Fire Blast because that's a bad move. The speed is for, like, his next fastest mon or something, which is, I think, just for Garchomp. Yeah, or Meloetta. Is this faster? Which one? It's for Garchomp. Garchomp's 92. So, yeah. Then the Spadaf is so I can take a Thunderbolt from a non-boosted Koko in terrain if I have taken Stealth Rocks. So it'll do a max of like 74.6 or something. So I can live a Thunderbolt after Rocks, which is very important, which could come up in the match, especially because I do not have a Scarf or Doubt speed that Tapu Koko, bro. So we got my boy Dragology here holding in Papa Berry, Toxic Spike, Sledge Wave, Dragon Pulse, Thunderbolt. The Bulk is so I can live like a Banded Stone Edge from Titar, I think, something like that. The HP is even, just so the Pop it will pop at like after like a Nature's Madness from Koko, which could happen. His Z users, by the way, are Koko and Talonflame, Coco is support, and Talonflame is offensive. So we could see AZ Nature's Madness from the Coco, so that's very possible. The Toxic Spikes are very nice versus his team. They hit everything barring the Skarmory and Talonflame, so that's really nice. And they're just a great way to chip down his entire team. And if I can get them up early, which I plan to because I'm going to lead with this, then I think my chances of winning this game are definitely a lot higher than if I cannot get up my Toxic Spikes. So hopefully I can get them up early, and hopefully they can stay up. So that is the plan with my boy Dragology there. Dual stab T-Bolt just hits everything. T-Bolt hits Skarm, And next we got Zebstrika holding, so we have Thunderbolt, Hidden Ice, Volt Switch, and Overheat holding the seed here. That is for a couple reasons. So I could have been Scarfed. I like Scarfed, but the only issue is he has like Garchomp, which is very scary because it hits very hard, and I don't want to be locked into Volt Switch or anything and give him a free chance to either set up or just hit really hard, because I would be forced to switch, and if it wasn't for the Garchomp, I would probably be Scarfed, but it's just I don't want to be locked into a move, and then it just makes it harder to play around that Garchomp because I might be more inclined to click Empower Ice in a situation where if I'm not choice locked, I can just freely Volt Switch or Thunderbolt. So that is why I'm not Scarfed. This seed here, because I don't really need any other item. Expert Belt was decent but not amazing. I had Magnet originally just to boost my stab moves, but I feel like this seed is really nice, so that could potentially help me take a U-turn from Tapu Koko or just any hit from Talonflame if the terrain is up, which it will be if Koko comes in. So that's the idea there. I don't really need a Magnet. I thought it would be kind of cool tech. Might come into play, might not. I don't know. The Creeping is for the Frostlass there, and then Overheat's just nice. Nice coverage to hit Frostlass and Tangrowth too, so that's nice. Then we got Celebi here with U-turn, Stealth Rock, Sleep Seed, and Energy Ball. Leftovers as the items because I didn't really need anything else. I feel like it helps. And it's just a nice way to get back some health slowly. Leaf Seed is really nice for a switch to Skarmory or maybe Talonflame, because those would be the most likely switch-ins. This thing can force out the Melodic, which I really need. Can't really hit Tangrowth too hard. I can pivot on that, which is really nice. Originally, I think I had Hidden Power Ice over U-turn just because I liked being able to hit the Garchomp pretty hard, as this is my check to Garchomp. The speed is to outspeed Mega Garchomp. The bulk is, I think, to take 2 Dragon Claws after rocks with my leftovers. I believe that's what the bulk is for. Then the rest in special attacks just hit as hard as possible. Or I don't know which one I invested in. I think I put enough special attack to break and make a Garchomp sub with Energy Ball, I believe, and then the rest in defense, which I think allows me to still live 2 Dragon Claws after rocks. I'm not certain on that. Stealth Rocks are just nice for his team, especially Talonflame. And then Leaf Seed, Energy Ball. Energy Ball is just nice tap. Hits almost everything that I need to hit, and if I can't hit, I can just pivot out, which is really nice. I went in Bear Ice for Garchomp. Maybe like Psychic or Psyshock to hit like Hitmonchan or like not Koko, but to hit I don't know. Is there anything else besides Hitmonchan? Not really, actually. So I mean, yeah, I didn't really need Psychic Stab because it really only... Or I guess Tangrowth. Yeah, Psychic would be nice for Tangrowth too, just let me do that thing for decent damage, but I don't want to take a Sledge Bomb or a knockoff anyway, so I just pivot out. So, it's alright. Next, we got my Tapu Fini, so Nature's Madness, Ice Beam, Surf, and Taunt. Taunt and Madness is a great combination. It's the best Fini, it's a great Fini, so... The leftovers, because that's a really nice item. Sorry that... sorry that my Discord just went off. The defense is so I can... No, I think the speed is so I can outspeed max speed Adamant Tyranitar. Yeah, I believe that it's 243. So I'm just outspeeding that. I don't think he'll need to be Jolly. I think he'll want to be Adamant for power, I think. But yeah, that's what that's for. Then the rest is just in defense to give me some bulk. Although I'm not quite max HP. Oh yeah, I'm 336 HP for my stat, just so lefty is divisible by 16. So I'll maximize the percent of health that I'm gaining from leftovers there. Ice Beam and Surf pretty much hits everything. It doesn't really hit my Lodic, but I have Nature's Madness and Taunt to beat that thing, which is really nice. As well as this thing is a nice check to Talonflame, maybe a Hitmonchan, Tyranitar, Garchomp if I need it to be, but Celebi is a primary check to that. So it's just really nice. It's bulky. It can break down its walls. Even Tangrowth, it can still pressure and it'll lure in pretty well. And it's really nice if the Toxic Spikes are up, and I can lure him in. You can take a Madness, take some Toxic Spikes, and that'll be great for me. So next we got my Banded Scizor, U-turn, Bullet Punch, Knockoff, and Superpower. So the bulk is so I can live a Stone Edge from an Adamant Banded Tyranitar. And then the speed allows me to outspeed, like no speed my Lodic. I think I was creeping a little bit there. Maybe it's like no speed make a guard chomp, I think. Then just the rest in attack, just so I can hit as hard as possible with all my moves. I don't really need Bug Bite, I didn't think so. A superpower hit Scarm for decent damage. Knockoff is still nice to knock off items on things like the Scarm and Tangrowth and whatnot. Then U-turn and Bullet Punch are just nice dual stab to pivot and to hit Tapu Koko hard and other things pretty hard with my Bullet Punch, which is really nice. So that is the team there. Got a pretty nice squad of 6. Not bringing Orlando T. Second week I'm not doing that. I didn't bring it week 1. So we'll see how this game goes. I just didn't think I needed Orlando T. Like, if I could bring a 7th mon, it would definitely be Orlando. Like, I had these first 3 on my team. I really wanted to bring these first 3. Then these last 3, I was really thinking about what I wanted. And Lando was like the 4th mon, like out of these 3. So the 7th mon overall that I really wanted to bring, but I opted to bring these 3 and not Lando instead of Lando, and then 2 of these 3. So Lando's not coming, as you can see, but I have my reasons. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the battle in just a second. So I am back with the battle, as you can see here. So I am bringing the Mega Houndoom, Dracology, Zebstrika, Celebi, Tapu Fini, and Scizor, which you should know because you just watched Team Builder, right? Yeah, you did. So my opponent, Turbo, is bringing the Milotic, Talonflame, Skarmory, Tapu Koko, Hitmonchan, and Mega Garchomp. So not totally what I thought. He did not bring Cheetar or Tangrowth. I definitely thought he'd bring Cheetar just because it looked nice in the matchup. It had coverage and such, but he opted to bring Hitmonchan kind of in that spot. And then he brought the Talonflame, which was still pretty scary. So main things noticing from the team matchup is that I'll need to keep my Fini pretty healthy. I don't want to get him too low, because I want to keep it around for the Talonflame, because outside of Fini, Talonflame is really scary versus my team, and I don't have a Scarfree to outspeed that. So yeah, Talonflame is going to be quite an issue if I do not play carefully around it and for the long run in the game. So yeah. Now I'm just going to stick to my game plan and lead with my Dracology, as he does unfortunately lead with his Garchomp. So pretty much, actually yeah, any mon besides Garchomp was a good lead for me. I could just set up my Toxic Spikes. Talonflame probably wasn't great. I think I can still live one banded Brave Bird, I believe. So I'm not certain that I didn't run the Calc, but I should be able to, I would think. So honestly, anything but Garchomp would be a good lead for me. But he does lead Garchomp. I'm not sure if he predicted that lead on my end. If I had led Fini, then that was a great lead on my end versus a Garchomp, or led Celebi is still good for me, or, you know. So I just didn't expect him to lead Garchomp. I thought he wouldn't, and if he didn't, that would have been a great lead, a great first turn for me, so I could just set him at Toxic Spikes. Not freely, I mean, not like super free against everything, but still I could set him up versus everything else. So unfortunate, but that's okay. Maybe I can set them up later. So I go right into my Celebi to chew the Earthquake. It doesn't do too much. It does around 28%. I believe that shows the Adamant, I think, if I recall correctly from the damage calc. So I just go for a Leech Eater just to get some trip as he goes right into Scarm, and I'm nearly at full, which is nice. I just go for a U-turn here, thinking I don't want to set up rocks as he might be able to defog, so I didn't want to set them up quite just yet. I think in hindsight maybe I could have, because he would probably set up rocks here himself. So if he wanted to get rid of them, then he could have just on that long turn. Although he probably actually had Rapid Spin on Hitmonchan, so actually probably didn't have default on Scarm. So maybe I could have set up rocks here, but then he probably could just spin them later with Hitmonchan. But then again, I mean, that would give me a free switch around Hitmonchan. So maybe it would have been beneficial here to set up rocks, but that's fine though. I just go for the U-turn to pivot out into my Zebstrika, thinking even if he Brave Birds, I have the lead seed, so that's fine. So here I go for I think Hidden Fire Ice, right? Yeah, I go for Hidden Fire Ice, thinking he might go into Garchomp just because he doesn't have the best switch into this. Hitmonchan is his closest thing to a switch in, and actually is pretty good though, because it is Assault Vest, as we can see from this damage. So this was a pretty nice switch. So I could have just Volt Switched there, but I didn't want him to get free switching into Garchomp, and if he went into Garchomp on my Hidden Fire Ice, he would get 2 KO'd. So that would be phenomenal for me if he did go into Garchomp, but he didn't. It's alright. So I can just Volt Switch this turn. So that's why I didn't feel too pressed to click Volt Switch that turn. I can just... no, I actually don't Volt Switch this turn, because I want to bluff let him Scarf, because he has not seen what I'm holding, and I think being Scarf makes a lot of sense. So, you know, I thought he would think that I'm Scarf, especially since I didn't show that I can change moves. So I thought he would think that I'm Scarfed. He probably did not certain, but you'll see that sort of come into play in a bit. So we go right into my top leaf Feeney, thinking he's not going to want a Thunder Punch because, well, one, if I do stay in, which I probably wouldn't, but if I did, then it wouldn't be good for him. And also, my other two potential switch-ins would be Selby and Dragalge would also be pretty nice switch-in, which both can chew a Thunder Punch. So I didn't think he'd go for a Thunder Punch here, but he did. So lost that 50-50. Unfortunate. That's alright. So I just go for Madness here because I don't have Moonblast, and that does the most of any of my moves. So he just goes for another Thunder Punch, and that'll get me really low. So this is bad because Talonflame is still really healthy. So that is bad for me because my Feeney is, was it 13%? Or not 15. Okay, so I can still live Rocks at this point, but still I'm really low and not really going to be effective for the Talonflame. So here, I just go for a Surf as I guess he I do go for Surf as I guess he predicts me to go for Moonblast because he thought I'd have it. Actually, don't. So he actually goes right into his Talonflame, which is perfect for me, as I just did with solid 85 damage with a Surf, which is great. So he just goes for the Z move here. I guess I don't think he would have died to Brave Bird if he went for it, but I guess he just wanted to go for his Z move. I don't think he needed to, because I think he still could have lived a Brave Bird, but I guess I'm not certain of that. I didn't do the math. I could be wrong, but I don't think he would have died. Like, he's at 15%, I was at 21. So I mean, I know he would have. I know it's not like it's based on like the actual amount of health that I'm losing, not the percent of health I'm at. So he would lose more than 7%, but still, I think he'd be able to live. I'm not certain that, so whatever. He would kill me either way. Doesn't matter. So let's go right into my Zeb Strike. I'm trying to bluff the Scarf here. I just go for Volt Switch, thinking that he's not going to want to go into his Garchomp because Hinpire Ice would still kill this thing. So I don't think he want to go into Garchomp because like I can still just click Hinpire Ice pretty freely. So I just click Volt Switch right here, as he does just Flare Blitz, and he will outspeed me because I'm not Scarf. So I guess he was just sacking that off because either way it didn't really matter if. I mean, if I was Scarf, I would have outsped and just knock him out. If I wasn't, then he can get out some good damage, and I would be very low, which, I mean, it worked out for him. He didn't really need Talonflame anyways. So he brings in Coco. My Electric Seed will activate, which is cool, but doesn't really matter because I still got to do a U-turn. I probably misplay here by going Scizor. So I thought he would click U-turn here because that will just knock me out. So I wanted to go into Scizor, which can chew that, as I think he goes for Nature's Madness here. No, he goes for the Dazzle, which makes sense too. But that would also knock me out, so that was a fair play to make. I wanted to keep my Zeb alive because it can still live Rocks. It's at 14%, so it can live Rocks. So I wanted to keep it around to outspeed the Skarm, outspeed my low to be able to pressure those and get off some good damage if I needed to. And also be able to outspeed the Garchomp as well and get off a good chomp with Hinpire Ice. In hindsight, I think I should have just sacked Zeb because I didn't want to. I shouldn't have. Like it would have been nice to have the free switch into something, honestly. So I think sacking or not sacking off Zeb was a misplay, maybe. I mean, like I kept it alive, for a purpose, which I kind of did later, but probably would have been more beneficial to sack it off there. But I don't know, it doesn't really matter too much. So here. So my thought process is, so he's going to have Hinpire Ice for my Lando, so he doesn't have Hinpire Fire, so I can live any one hit, right? I just forgot about T-Bolt. I don't know why. I clicked U-turn thinking he would switch. I should click Bullet Punch, got off a lot of damage, or maybe just gone right into this on the T-Bolt and chewed it. That was just such a misplay. My brain kind of brain farted there, That was just very silly on my end, so, that happens sometimes, I suppose, but I'm still trying to bring this game back if I have any chance, which it looks a little bit grim right now. Also, I think the damage on Scizor showed that he was modest. That sucks because my Houndoom now, I don't know if it's guaranteed to die to T-Bolt, but I think the roll's in his favor for him to knock me out with the T-Bolt after I take Rocks. I'm not going to outspeed him because I'm not max speed timid, so he'll outspeed me anyways. So that is unfortunate, so I just go right into this. He goes for U-turn, which makes sense. As I just go for a Dragon Pulse, like he might have wanted to go and do Garchomp in case I T-bolted. It was a possible play. So I click T-bolt here. I still do half because the terrain's up, which is nice. He clicks Iron Head, does not flinch. I click Dragon Pulse, thinking he might want to go and do Garchomp. He actually does crit me, which is... I don't even know if that really helped me, because he would probably click Iron Head the following turn, I think, because he just wants to sack off Skarm. I think that's what he's trying to do. And then he would have put me... I would have been lower, and then that would have... Actually, no, that would not have put me in high Papa range, but... No, but then I would be in high Papa range the next time I come in on Rocks if I take a hit from Coco. So, that could have potentially helped me, maybe hurt me, depending on how things would have played out, but it's whatever. So he brings in the Hitmonchan. As this thing can just click Ice Punch and knock me out, so I just sack off Zeb. because I want to keep that around because I can still be pretty healthy because I can get my Aya Berry if I can play well and make it take rocks and other damage to put it below 25%. So that's my thought process there. So I'm bringing Selby here. Now we don't have a psychic move to hit it, which honestly I think the 4 moves I put on Selby were still the best 4 moves because like Psychic or Side Shock only would hit Hitmonchan and Tangrowth and honestly weren't really worth it. Like outside of that, or I guess it hits Talonflame. Yeah, it does hit Talonflame harder. And then I guess it does a tad more to Scarm than Energy Ball, but I don't really know what I put over. I guess U-Turn, but I like having U-Turn to pivot, and it's nice. Maybe I could have had Side Shock or Psychic, but I don't. So here, I click Leech Seed, which is a misplay. I should click Energy Ball. I think the roll is not in my favor to 2KO, but Energy Ball still has a chance to 2KO, while Leech Seed just wouldn't really help me, because he could still 2KO me, and I wouldn't have a chance to 2KO him, so that was kind of stupid on my end, but, you know, it happens, I guess. So I just go for Energy Ball. If he lives, Ice Punch just knocks me out, so I could just get swept by his Hitmonchan at this point if it has Mach Punch, but I'm assuming it doesn't, because he didn't go for it. So my Mega Houndoom picks up another kill because it is a beast, and then in comes my Lodic. I try to go into this. I can get the Eye Papa off of a Scald, off of the next Scald. Yeah, if he had Ice Beam, he actually would have knocked me out, so that would have been unfortunate. But he actually is slower than me because he goes for Mirror Coat and plops me, so I'm dead now. And then I bring in Houndoom, I click Dark Pulse, don't get the flinch, and then I'm going to drop to a Scald. So we're going to lose this game in a 3-0. Yeah, he actually gets a crit, that doesn't matter. But we lose in a 3-0, as I just said, so now 2-2 versus Turbo overall, which is still okay. I would have liked to win this game, but it's not the worst thing in the world. I think he was in the other conference, so it's not terrible. I'm still 5-2, still have a pretty solid record. If I win out, I'm definitely in playoffs for sure. I think I just need to win like one more game to make sure I'm in the playoffs. I don't know if I'll clinch it yet, but I think once I get to 6 wins, I should be good, especially because I do have a high differential for my record. I'm still 5-2 plus, I think, 14, so that's still pretty good. So, you know, it's alright. Turbo's now like 4-3, I believe, so good for him. This game, I feel like my prep was still pretty good. Like, maybe I could add Psychic on Selby, maybe. But, like, I feel like I don't even think I really played that poorly. Like, it just came down to the lead matchup, which he led with the 1 Mon that kind of stopped me from executing my plan, which was unfortunate. Because then I had to play on the back foot a little bit. And then, I went to Selby, and I was kind of fine, though, because I could still, like, the first couple turns were alright, because I still didn't take a lot of damage, and I was still able to heal versus the Scarm. I think I should have set up rocks in hindsight on turn, I think 3, versus the Scarm, because I don't think he would click Brave Bird. Even if he did, that I would get lefties and Leech Seed back, so I wouldn't lose too much health, and I would have up rocks, which he'd probably spin later with Hitmonchan, but still that'd give me a free switch, which I think would help me, so I think I just misplayed a couple times with my Scizor, which I just totally misplayed with that, and with my Celebi, I think I should have clicked rocks there. I think my prep was still pretty good, and I just lost some tough plays against Turbo. Like, he was able to read me fairly well, like with the Thunder Punch and my Feeny switch, and then with like I didn't Volt Switch the time he went to Hitmonchan, so I lost a couple 50-50s, which happens. Turbo's he's a player that I've always had trouble reading. Or I don't know if I really say always, but at least in the times I've lost him, I've just had trouble reading him and trying to guess what he's going to do. So I think that's part of the reason. But yeah, it is what it is. Still 5-2. Still have a very good shot at playoffs. Just need to not choke it away. I know I would like to finish the season off as best as I can. Can't be 9-1 anymore, but if I can be 8-2, that'd be phenomenal. Even 7-3, still nice. So yeah, let's just keep charging ahead. We've got 3 more weeks. Next week we'll go up on Tuesday again. I'm playing the Kentucky Fried Torchics, who are, I forgot the coach. I forgot who the coach is. But I'll be playing that game next week. They'll go up on Tuesday, as they usually do. And I will see you guys then. Peace out.